What's up, everybody? It's Nike Air One's Gaming, and we are going to be doing some awesome content tonight. We're going to be looking at the Season 2 update for iRacing with the huge content drop that just came out. We're going to be looking at the Super Formula Light. We're going to be running at Spa, which I don't think is an actual track for this car because there's no setup yet for it, but that doesn't mean necessarily that it's not. But we're going to be looking at the brand new weather system and the rain. Yes, rain is finally here in iRacing. It took a long time, a lot of hype, a lot of build up, but we're finally here, and we're going to be testing it out on a session where we're going to go from dry to some rain, to some heavy rain, to then back dry. So we're going to have to change the tires, see how the car changes and everything else within that. So we're going to get right into it here and start running some laps. We're just on the baseline setup here at Spa, but we haven't done anything to it, but we're just going to get some laps going and see how the car feels, and hopefully get some good data. But yeah, so we're gonna see here 100% precipitation at 1 o'clock. So it's got a simulated hour. I have it on ×4 speed to get the weather to speed up so we get to see that change. But so far, I've done a couple runs in this car on this track before the stream, just kind of get a feel for it. And I think this might be one of my new favorite cars to run. The Super Formula 23 I haven't really done much on. It's been kind of hard for me to master that car from when I have tried it. But this car is very well balanced. It feels quick and fun. And it might be... Ooh! So right there, sorry to interrupt, but you can see already the clouds rolling in. And that is something that we have never seen before in iRacing. You can see that storm coming over there. And let me tell you right now, it looks absolutely insanely beautiful with this... They've done a great job of making it look great and realistic. You see on the bottom right there, I have the weather, which is a little forecast that shows kind of what to expect, which is brand new as well with this update. So we're going to see that quickly kind of move in. And it should start raining pretty quickly. Our spotter will let us know when the rain is starting and when it stops. A lot of other games have done dynamic weather systems. And I will tell you, so far I've done off track. I've done a few sessions so far with the rain, and it feels, and is way more impressive than any other sim I've ever played. It's crazy how realistic it looks. It's crazy how insane the car feels compared to a slick wet surface, a puddle surface, or a just completely wet area. How different the braking and everything feels. Another overshot there. It's just outstandingly incredible. And so we're going to see here as we keep driving through the weather on the left coming in slowly. And then we're going to have to deal with that, adjust the tires and our driving lines accordingly. And I'm really excited to really capture this and kind of show you how it goes with it. But it's really an incredible thing they've done, and it works amazingly. There's a few cars that it rolled out for, not the whole car list quite yet. They're just kind of testing it out with certain car models and tracks to see how it fares into the game. And a couple of those cars are cars I love running it already, so it's a lot of fun to have cars like that, like the Audi R8 Evo 3. Is one of those cars. The Super Formula Light is one of those cars, and they've also updated the UI in this as well. It's where the UI is completely overhauled and changed. It looks a lot more clean, I think. They've also added in, instead of it just having for the main series, there's also some changes to that for ranked sessions online. So you're now going to have driving licenses for oval, road sports cars, IndyCar open wheel, and dirt road and dirt oval as well. So the new sports car road and the open wheel or Super Formula is split, so where it has the same rating but it's differently scored, so it's more competitive and filtered for you for a better experience that way, which I think is a huge thing, because you'd have guys before that were running road cars and they only run open wheel and they didn't really understand the braking zones and the weight of the car, and they'd wreck, and vice versa. You'd have guys that were used to heavier cars running an IndyCar or Super Formula and couldn't control the car online. So it's going to be a more selected thing there for you to go and and pick the series that you want to run individually instead of having to just run it as a whole. So lots of huge like content and quality of life things that have come out as well, but this car handles incredibly well. I love the way this car feels. Sounds great, it looks great, it runs smoothly. I'm running Race Labs, which actually don't have enabled really here, so let me actually pull over. I have Race Labs open, you guys can't currently see that, so let me make sure I have that enabled so you can see it, which should be one of these buttons here. There we go. Okay, there's my Race Labs. Now you guys can see I have the top left, I have the map up for Spa, and I have a ticker at the top, which when I'm in an AI session, it doesn't actually, or not an AI session, it does not do anything, but I have all that set up for you as well. Yeah, guys, if you're enjoying this content, if you like iRacing, if you're enjoying this update, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about it so far. Would love that. I don't, also it says in the bottom right, it says ask Spotter for report. I don't know how to do that. Alright, so 2:14 is my fastest lap. See if I can set a fastest lap here, but so as we drive through this session, we're going to continue watching that weather creep in. It's still getting closer, the clouds are coming. And soon here, probably in about 10 more minutes, maybe less than that actually, it's going to have rain. And you can see coming up Eau Rouge that the clouds now have covered the sun. There's a lot of cloud cover, which is going to cool the track down. It's going to make it a lot more grippy back here. And because of that too, we're going to be able to go a lot quicker. But soon that rain is going to hit, and we're going to lose all of that traction and speed that we've been able to gain and build so far on this track. But you can see the whole backside of the course now is covered. Oh, and there's the rain. So the rain just started. So this is the first look. If you guys haven't seen it, or if you have, this is a live look at rain on iRacing, and it is amazing. So we're gonna see how long we can stay on the slicks here. So the rain just started, the clouds are coming in. I want to see how long you can go on the street slicks before you have to come in, and when the track gets super saturated with water. So we're gonna see how long we can stay out beforehand, just to do for testing purposes here. And you'll be able to see firsthand the way the car looks, the way the car sounds, the way it sounds with the rain hitting the helmet, and the way the car handles and drastically changes its handling throughout the cycle of this rain as the car gets wetter and the course gets more wet. And one thing that would be cool is like when I'm coming into the dry here, if the rain were to stop, that would be cool, but I don't think we're gonna have that. Probably a lot harder than it sounds to code that into the game. But so currently this backside of the track is still under the sun, but it's starting to get a little cloud cover. The rain is coming down lightly right now, so I have it set to light rain and then heavy rain, and then it's going to get to cloudy and then back to sunny. So we'll see how long it can go on that cycle, but we are currently getting a little bit of rain, and like I said, we're going to test it. We're going to do a test to see how long we can go without having to switch to the wet tire, just for testing purpose, and then we're going to see how much different it is on the wet tire when it's saturated on the track compared to driving on the slick, and how much different their line is as well. So the light rain should get more intense here. I'm actually kind of surprised that my spotter hasn't said anything, because it usually does tell you that, like, hey, the rain's starting and it's going to go for a while, but he hasn't said anything. That might just be because I'm in a test. I also don't have a binded button for the weather update, which is something I should probably look into doing, but I can already see a little bit of moisture starting to populate on the course here. As you can see, my tires now in my mirror there, if you look at my mirror, I'm starting to have a little bit of a spray come up because there's light moisture laying down the track, so you can kind of see how this dynamic weather is going to start really kicking in graphically and visually for us here. But man, so far I'm not really noticing any difference in handling as much. But yet again, there's not that much moisture on the course, so I'm still being able to run it pretty wide open. One thing to know with the weather is that all the areas that are covered in paint on the edges there, and also the curbs become extremely slippery, and the grass as well. So you want to try to avoid that if you find yourself in a session where rain kicks in. You also just want to try to search for the dry areas, but so far so good on the dry tire. We're still doing okay. Still got a little bit of water here, but not too much on the tractor forcing a pit stop yet to switch to the dry tire. I want to see on the right hand side here, the black box, are you able to change your tire type? You are. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set that up. So on the right here, you see me making it to, we're going to change it to wet when we pit. So once it becomes too difficult for us on the dry tire, we are going to pit to the wet tire. You can see a little bit of water starting to formulate there on that back stretch. Still no real issues yet. Rain hasn't really picked up too heavily yet. Starting to get a little bit darker here. Coming down the front stretch into the first corner.
The session has been declared wet.
Okay, so there's the spotter. He just let me know on an audio cue that the session has been declared wet. We're still currently running the slick, but a bigger spray coming up now to the back of the car, right through the middle there. So definitely a lot more water starting to pool up on the course here. Let's see how much longer we can go on this drive. Oh, yep, starting to get a little bit of understeer there coming up the mountain, up Eau Rouge. This is incredible, man. They have done such a good job, and they worked really hard to get this set up. And you can see over here, a little bit of water pulling up there. You can see little lighter gray areas. So the more this rain goes, the more water is going to pull up on the track, and the less grip we're going to have. I'm already starting to notice now a lot has changed. A lot has changed, especially through this area. A lot less grip on the tires, starting to lose some traction, some downforce, starting to slide a little bit more. Not too bad yet, still manageable, but as this rain keeps going, it's going to get farther and farther and farther away from us. Right there, too, a lot more oversteer. Definitely, yeah, this water is starting to affect us a little bit here. I'm going to stay out for a couple more laps, though, just to see how this goes. Like I said earlier, we want to see how far we can go without changing to the wet tire. I want to see how drastically the traction falls as the rain continues to fall here. Ooh. Yeah, it's really starting to affect it now. Spray is still getting a little bit larger in the back there. Trying to adjust my fan here while I drive. Couldn't really get it adjusted very well. So a darker cloud is still approaching. Another thing about being in the wet too, you have to brake much earlier than you normally would to anticipate for the slower braking times, just like as you would in real life, obviously, when it's wet out. But so far, still really no problems with the handling. Just a little bit of understeer and oversteer. Definitely starting to see some puddles accumulating on the off the racing line. Curb was very slick there. Going up Eau Rouge again, see how it handles this time through. Oh, there it goes, hit a puddle. Just like that. That is how far you can go. And you see the tire right there on the left side? If you look at the graphic, the left tire is completely wet and shiny. The right side tire is dry. So I hit something there that caused me to completely hydroplane and lose all traction going up under high speed. And that's how quick it happens in this new update. That is insanely accurate. Wow, that is just mind-blowing. So we're going to go ahead and try to finish this lap out and do a live pit stop. I want to see, so you can see the track is completely soaked now, and I'm starting to get water on the visor. So it is completely changed. The tires are now shiny like they're soaking wet, and it is heavily raining now. What's up, Caleb? I saw your comment, by the way, a while ago. I just didn't respond to it, my bad, buddy. Alright, so... Yep, definitely wet now. The track is very wet. Having to be a lot slower on this dry tire now, even after that spin in Eau Rouge. You can see here, you can hear it, you can see the tires. Different parts of the track are more wet than others. We are definitely struggling with this water on the surface now. So we are going to take a pit stop this time by to try to get the wet tires on there. Oh, and I hit the curb. You see how the car just skates even though I'm putting input in on this paint on that white line and on the... See, look at this. I'll just go on the white line here. See how much slipperier that is? Way less traction. If I hit the curb here, same thing. It just wants to come around, and it's just that paint over those. And even in real life too, they get insanely slippery. But it is crazy how accurate this is. The tear off does nothing when you do a tear off. When it's in a dry condition, you do a tear off and it usually gets pretty dusty and dirty, but on this, with the rain, it's washing it. There's just some droplets on there. One thing I do wish that was simulated more was the visor and open wheel car being wet, but it doesn't seem like they were able to put that in. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a pit stop this time. We're going to swap it to the wet tire. Woo! Oh! Instantly spun out. See, I hit that curb. Dropped the clutch just to get it back around. Alright, we're going to go in the pits here. Alright.
Pit box in 10,
We're going to swap to the wet tire.
5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Alright, and the wet tires are on.
All clear.
We're good to go. So now we're on the wets. It's going to be a lot quicker. Still going to have to brake earlier and still going to have to fight through this water, but I want to show you the difference here. So you can see the water building up on the car here. A little bit on the left, and now the spray is completely up. The track's getting pretty wet now. Alright, first lap on the wets. Let's see how much better it is. Oh, through Eau Rouge where we lost it last time. Still losing this. So there's a big puddle there in the middle. I can't quite see it yet, but there is a puddle that has started to build up there. I'm gonna go into replay here really quick, and I want to check that out. Can't see anything. I can't see a puddle there. Let's see. It's pretty much as soon as I hit the apex, the arc to the apex, it slides out. So let's see if we can do that again. This is what's so fun about new content and just learning it on your own, really. It's just, you're doing this and you're collecting data and you're seeing how the cars feel and how different courses react to the weather that they've enabled it on. You can't even see that, but you can't even see that. You can't even see it. And that's how slippery it is. It just does not take anything at all. So going up that hill, I gotta find the apex where it's not too wet to go through. I can't even make it out of the pitch right now. It's so wet. All right, so we're gonna try it again. Let's see if we can make it through Eau Rouge without spinning out here. Okay, so I had to really let off down in the 5th gear there to get through there. Seahawks are gonna get Gino since they both switches. They cut Diggs as well. I saw they cut Adams. Okay, so we made it through Eau Rouge. We're gonna go back through here and see if we can do any better on the wet tire. Definitely did not brake in time. I'm having a hard time, seeing really any puddle build up, which is making it hard to judge when to hit the brake or what line to race on. Holy moly, this car is hard to drive now. This car is very challenging now that the course is completely saturated. Usually you can see more. Thank you guys for the like, appreciate that. Usually you can see, like in the sessions I raced earlier, you could see puddles building up all over the track. As of right now, I'm not seeing any puddles. I just can feel how slick it is, and that's very interesting. Adam Stiggs and Disley. Damn. So we're gonna slow down a little earlier here. Get it into the corner. Okay, now I can kind of see a little bit. Okay, now I can kind of see water building up. That shiny part of the track right here, right in the racing line. So I want to kind of go off the racing line to get more speed. You got to find the dry parts of the track when you can. So I'm starting to see a little bit of the water build. Oh, on the curb. And you see how quick too in the rain. You see how quick that frees it up. It's just instant. Like the instant you hit the gas, it's just like snaps around on you. I think I got wheel damage from that. I don't know. Didn't say I did, but.
Rain is going to get heavier.
Rain's gonna get heavier. So this isn't even heavy rain. This is still light rain, guys. This is still light rain. Holy moly. This isn't even the worst of the rain yet, and it's already impossible to drive. I'm not gonna talk for a second. I'm just gonna let you listen to the sounds of the car and the rain and the way the car feels on this wet surface. And again, guys, if you drop in here and you like this content, make sure you drop a like for me and subscribe. Okay, so Eau Rouge right here, you can see that just slick, icy, shiny area. So that is the rain that I was talking about, how I couldn't see. Like if you look on the screen, and if you guys can, you should play this video in 1440p because it'll be a lot easier to see. But you guys see here, the racing line itself has like a bright film over it, and that's just the water pooling up. You see, like right here in the middle, that's all liquid. So that the shiniest part of the track is going to be the wettest part of the track. It's going to be the least traction, the worst amount of braking you can get. It's starting to pull up a little bit in that area too. So you want to drive off of the racing line in the wet to try to get more grip and more braking power. You can see like right there to my right a little bit off the front right tire. It's super wet, and it's just all water that's pooled up on the racing line. That's going to make it like an ice rink. Oh, major understeer. That'll make it like a major, just hockey rink, where the car's just gonna slide. That's something you gotta really watch out for, and kind of try to pick your lines accordingly to how the track looks and feels at the moment. Pedals will make you hydroplane as well. Man, this game looks and feels incredible in the rain. It is outstanding how well they've made this feel. See the puddles starting to really accumulate on the corners there. Woo! Hydroplaning all over the place. So later on too, if you're watching this video back, not on the live stream, if you want to fast forward you can, but the rain's going to keep getting a little harder. And then at the end of the session, I have the sun to come back out so we can see how the car reacts when the rain stops on a wet surface, and how well it's going to change the drivability of the car once it starts getting warmer again. It's so warm right now. Woo, getting a little bit warm. Let's see. Some water real quick. So far, we've seen some big changes to the track and the handling. Big pedal right here. So there's a huge puddle on the hill. Massive puddle on the hill. So what does the line to even take to get around that? You can see it's just a big ass puddle when you're going up the hill in the racing line. How do you avoid that puddle? Just kind of go off to the left a little bit and off to the right, it looks like. I don't know. But there are puddles all over this racing surface now. This whole backstretch, there's no dry spot. Not enough cars on it. It's all a big slick sheet of water. Curbs got puddles building up on them. Man, it is insane how hard it is to drive in this rain right now. Much slower. Stay away from those curbs, man. There's really no spot that's dry enough to even get on the brake right now. Look right there, it's just straight hydroplane. Woo! Big save. Hydroplane, then random grip, and then gone again. Alright, so the rain should be stopping here shortly. Rain for a few more minutes here and then the sun should start coming back out. Alright, made it up that time. Made it up that time. Yeah, this is just insane. I touched that paint and it just consistently just locks it up instantly. You can still see too, if you look in front of me directly, you can see my racing line. There's little tire tracks that are there from my last lap, and that's kind of how the racing line dries out over time. Is the more you dry on it, the more it starts to water, just like in real life when you're driving. It's kind of cool that they have that graphic in there for you visually, so you can see the racing line adapt over time. Whoa. So you know which one to go for and which one not to go for. I'm hydroplaning. Touched that curb and just shot way left. Or way right, sorry. Sorry. It's insane how slow I am compared to when it was dry. Oh, shoot. Whoopsie daisy. Alright, take a break for a second here. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if you guys are still with me or if you're gonna be, but we are back. I had to go take a break for a second. Super wet on an exit to pit road. Alright, do a couple more laps here. Water has continued to get worse. Holy moly, it is like impossible. There's so much water on the hill there. It's like I just want to go back and keep trying to hit it. Like every time I go back to that corner, there's just, yeah, hydroplane completely out of the pit. Every time I go back to Eau Rouge here, there's just more water.
Range should clear up soon.
So there's the spotter telling me that the rain should clear up here soon. Lets me know that the rain's gonna stop, the sun's gonna come back out, and hopefully the car and the track will dry out. But I'm not sure how much it's gonna dry out, depending on how quick the session ends, but we'll see. Maybe since I have an accelerated time, it's gonna make it quicker to dry out because of that. Dude, there's no shot.
They say you cut the course. You have to slow down and give that time back.
You can see the rain clouds departing and the sun coming back in the distance there. I'm just in a constant river right there. Yeah, man, this track surface without any cars on it just holds the water. Like, it is just so thick. Gotta get outside here to the left to get onto the dry area. Almost the same spot that we lost the last time. Rain should be stopping here soon. Hydroplane. Straight up hydroplaning, just running on the racing line. Big save there, big save, big save, big save. Okay, so we are almost through the rain here. Almost through the rain. So we're just going to keep going, and then it should get sunny here within the next few laps. And we can try to switch back to, maybe switch back to the slick depending on how quick the track dries out. The rain should stop effectively in 10 minutes in game time. How much of our lap time slowed down? Probably about 15 seconds. My God, it is impossible.
clear up soon. Let us know if you want dry tyres.
Yeah, so the rain is starting to let up a little bit here. Thought I'd let you know too that the rain is stopping. Or it's gonna stop here shortly. And he said let us know if you want a dry tire, so that's another thing there is it's gonna start drying up here. The track's gonna dry up more with the sun. And then you can switch back to a dry tire.
Rain is clearing up.
There's so much water right here. It's insane. It's all just water buildup. So the rain's about to end up here. Sun's coming back out now, so the rain should be stopping here pretty shortly. Sun's starting to come back out on most of the course. I'm just doing some slow laps right now. Just waiting time out, really. Well, I might actually... Alright, the rain just stopped. Okay, so the rain has stopped. The sun is out. The track looks amazing wet with the sun out. Now that the rain has stopped, let's see how long it takes the track to dry out. Not sure how long that's going to be, but... Usually it takes a while, especially if you don't have cars on it. Dry it out. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the full cycle from dry to wet to dry. And then the track's just it'll eventually, the more you race on the racing line, it'll dry itself out. You'll be able to go back to the dry tire and it'll be quicker. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. In the middle there, sorry if it got a little bit boring, but I was kind of getting a headache. So, but guys, if you do enjoy this kind of content, if you guys enjoy this update and you guys just kind of enjoyed this whole test session, you know, the parts where I was actively doing stuff with you, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. The track's drying out a little bit, but yeah, pretty crazy this update. It's got packed with a lot of stuff, and it's been a lot of fun so far to kind of mess around with it and see what we can do. So, but I do appreciate everybody coming out and checking it out. You can see the track really drying up here behind me as the time goes on in this accelerated weather session, and it's just gonna keep getting drier and drier. So. But yeah, guys, appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a good rest.